Pick up everyone here in chat room. Thank you very much. Yeah, all right, everybody. Have a lovely evening. And let's do this again sometime. Big up everyone here. Be good. Peace, guys.
Maybe not done before, and then repeat. Maybe not done before, and then repeat. Start. maybe not done before, and then repeat. Start.
I'm sitting on top of the world. I'm sitting on top of the world. My up is up and my down is down. Sun, moon, and stars going round and round. No longer playing that circus clown. Got my feet on stable ground. Jesus knows exactly where I'm at. Down here below on an earth he made flat. I'm sitting on top of his world. Yes, I'm sitting on top of his world. My up is up and my down is down. Sun, moon, and stars go round and round. No longer playing the circus clown. Got my feet on stable ground. Jesus knows exactly where I'm at. Down here below on an earth he made flat. I'm sitting on top of his world. I'm sitting on top of the world. I made up this little tune 'cause no one's been to the moon. You should investigate soon, 'cause men tell lies. Whole world's living in a nursery rhyme where it's a make-believe all the time. Dishes never run away with spoons, and no one has been to the moon. The truth will come to light soon. No one has been to the moon. The moon. No one has been to 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 the moon. Men tell lies. I made up this little tune 'cause no one's been to the moon. No one's been to the moon. Men tell lies.
made a brain fart on The View. It was, I think, my first week or my second week. And I said I didn't know if the earth was round or flat, which, by the way, I do know that the earth is flat. Everybody knows that. And you're a child, but you're malicious. You're sweet, but don't remember my name. Heads I win and tails I'm lost. Love equals pain. I am drifting without an anchor through your ambiguous region, strange continent, immune to all reason, and I'm flattered by your gray matter. Strange continent, immune to all reason, and I'm flattered by your gray matter. And I do not understand why a woman can't just love a man. You're amusing, you're a real cool show. With your meat hooks and barbed wire carnival, you've got moth holes in your pocket, you've got moth holes in your soul from too many false teeth and greasy flash balls. I am drifting without an anchor through your head by your gray matter.
The stuff.
Flat. Flat.
Now, if your space-time is flat, it means the universe, the entire universe, is flat. Now you're wondering, is that good or bad? There's a silver lining to this. What it means is that it's flat. You can create the entire universe. Had the universe time is flat, with either negative or positive energy, the fact that we live in is flat versus bypasses that line of questioning. It's flat. It's flat. It's flat.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room,
You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
I just want access to the pure virus.
Virus?
Yes, for the future. I need to know where it is and exactly what it is.
Ah, I get it. I see what you're up to. It's your old plan, isn't it? Watching television, and you were all upset about the desecration of the planet, which I understand, but then you said to me, wouldn't it be...
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous.
Also invisible to the naked eye. It doesn't even have an odor.
No change, yeah.
We're a dusk, aren't we? Round and flat.
Yeah. Sorry.
Alright, look, honestly, quite seriously,
Yeah.
we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Have to fly around it? Yeah, it feels like flat or a ball.
Flat. I think it's flat.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty flat to me.
It certainly does, doesn't it? And you.
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat Earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
That's true?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright, cool.
All right.
Hey, God bless, brother.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, but you're not having me on. We are. We're round and flat, aren't we?
Pancake, mate. Yeah. Here you go.
Thank you, man.
No worries.
You made my day.
You put gypsum over
But, yeah. Well,
Aí, ó. Satélitezão caiu aqui na Jacami. Tá vendo o Globo? O Globo. Ei, Globo. Ó o balão.
Go with the flat earth theory.
You know I had to tell him. Yeah. The earth is flat. Bro, you need to check your facts. I got high up through the roof. And I landed on the moon. The moon flat too. In reality, everything is just in 2D. Like a video game from 1983. Sides growing up and down the street while y'all sleep. Call me B.O.B. cause I don't see the curve. Messing up my vibe, yeah, you got a lot of nerve. Read a book, nah, I don't wanna learn. Read a book, nah, I don't wanna learn. They say that we are king. For me and my homies, we don't say it, we just spray it. I'ma leave it, I'ma stay it. Do your research, how much I gotta say it. Earth is flat. Bro, you need to check your facts. I got high up through the roof. And I landed on the moon. The moon flat too. In reality,
Fascinating. And how that works exactly.
In 2D. Like a video game from 1983. Sides growing up and down the street while y'all sleep. Y'all sleep. 3.
The skull and crossbones flag in Ron's office. Lying to the public in the media.
You type it in, and up comes everybody else who shares that exact idea. And so the tribalization now can cut through the population in other ways that have not been traditional. That's why you have the rise of flat earthers, right? They've all found each other. They used to be the lone person at the party. They say now they all have banded together. And so I don't think this is good as a general fact, because it's appealing to some base sort of caveman tribal element that we know is still in us. And they create a universe that is perfectly flat. Flat. Now, flat. Now, if your space-time is flat, think about that. Flat. Now, it's flat. Think about that. Sort of flattened circle. Why aren't they some other shape? And you say, I don't know. I'll get back to you. What you find is that they create a universe that is perfectly flat. Flat. So, flat. To research it. Flat. Research it.
I am very glad to be able to express my friendly feelings towards the American nation.
I've had you up to here.
It's like the moons. Everybody's enthusiastic about the moon. We were just talking to John about NASA, and of course China has plans for putting humans on the moon again. We've been gone for a long time, but there's some level of enthusiasm now that we haven't seen in some time.
Yeah, there is. And of course, the question is there a space race? I think it's halfway between an actual race and ho-hum. I think it's a healthy competition. But it's not just the U.S. and China. India has sent a probe around the moon. Japan has sent one there. The Russians have sent their own unmanned missions, and they're thinking of going back. There's a commercial mission that Israel's going to be launching that'll land on the moon. So and of course Elon Musk is going to send a whole bunch of tourists around the moon in a couple of years. So it's sort of like that song back in the '60s. Everyone's going on to the moon. That's actually happening as we speak.
Well, we better talk to you while we can before you go off on Elon's little mission. Keith, great to see you. Thank you.
Everybody gets to go to the moon. Yeah, everybody's going to the moon. Get on it now.
Everybody knows the moon's made of cheese.
You're going to the moon.
In the 1960s and 70s, we'd have been back by now. Therefore, we've never been to the moon. Well, no, we have been to the moon, and there's a reason why we haven't been back.
Everyone's gone to the moon.
61. Men like Wernher von Braun, but also the US Air Force and the US Army. All of these institutions had ideas on how to go to the moon, and
Everyone's gone to the moon.
it was really just the presidential support for the fastest way possible that led to Apollo. So Apollo
Everybody gets to go to the moon. Yeah.
was really the quick and dirty way to meet a national goal to show that the United States was stronger than an enemy.
Space, rockets, and all that.
Wow. Going to the moon.
Talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility. It inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth.
Bang, zoom.
No one ever talks about flat Earth.
One of the new Australians.
Never wet. Hands full of money. All in debt. Sun coming out in the middle of June. Everyone's gone to the moon.
all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to earth.
Honor for us to be able to participate here today.
25, the brain.
Now you're embarrassing yourself with that theory. Wait, what's the theory? Oh man. Oh man.
Gee, I've never had so many clues.
Of course it's serious.
There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there?
In my window, they'd written my name, said so long, we'll see you again.
He's one slippery character. They lost Ballard's trail at the edge of the lake.
What life was like more than 150 years ago.
The potential of alternating current. One display, they had this huge word, power, and at night there were electrical currents, just, you know, like little bolts of lightning flashing all around this illuminated word.
After this dramatic success, Westinghouse was prepared for his greatest challenge, competing head-to-head with Edison for the
উদ্বোধন করেছিলেন 2011 সালে আর এবছরের মে থেকে প্রাথমিকভাবে জাতীয় গ্রিডে 200 মেগাওয়াটের বেশি বিদ্যুৎ দিচ্ছে কেন্দ্রটি।
বাংলাদেশ থেকে টাকা জোগাড় করতে হলে বাংলাদেশ থেকে টাকা পাওয়া যায় খুব কম সময়ের জন্য।
তারা আরো বলেছেন অর্থ সংকট আর প্রক্রিয়াগত জটিলতায় অনেক সময় থমকে যায় প্রকল্প। বাংলাদেশের বিদ্যুৎ খাতে দেশি বিদেশি উদ্যোগে এরকম যেসব বড় বড় প্রকল্প হচ্ছে,
naona ni muhimu ya kwamba juu kuna watu wengi ambao wangekuwa na hii uwezo ya kusaidia watu lakini hawana. Vyenye huwa najisikia naona vyenye watu wanasaidika, sio lazima uwe na ile teknolojia kubwa ama uwe you have a 10 degrees ili uweze kujenga stima. Najisikia poa juu hii mambo yenye iko ndani yangu ni kitu ambayo haiwezi katolewa na mtu.
Thermonuclear weapons over the poles.
And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake. Yeah,
will be a complicated rendezvous with a space station that is moving 17,000 miles an hour.
Around the Earth at 17,000 miles an hour. It's going more than 25 times faster than that.
Honestly. We'd have way better CGI. It was fake. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. And it's still tripping me out. I mean, I'm tripping balls here.
Fight back. Nothing to fear.
Oh, the North Pole and the South Pole and the South Pole. Pole and the South Pole. The North Pole and the South Pole.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake,
and that
honestly.
is a universal fact. Is a lie, and it don't matter how many dumb sheeple believe it, and the truth is the truth, hiding right out in plain sight, and still people don't see it. Man, this shit got me heated, and I won't stop till the elite are being defeated. They keep us deceived about everything that we think, and they keep it a secret. What we're taught is not conducive with reality. Big bang, evolution, and there's gravity. I tell the truth, and then these motherfuckers laugh at me, telling me the earth is Photoshop because it has to be. Most people accept the deception happily, but what they're doing to us all is a tragedy. God created the heavens and the earth in a verse, but we're living in a
Where's the virtue? Where?
They tell us that we can't see it because we're all all too small, and now we're spinning on a cartoon ball. Space was your imagination. Fake aliens are coming, now they have you waiting. We need to do something about it. No procrastination, trying to cause the masses to awaken. That's the path I'm taking. But you can see if you check all the percentages. So many people having cognitive dissonance. But that's what happens at the loss of your innocence. Then you get involved with all of this wickedness. Stuck in the material domain of Satan, where everything in each and every day is pagan. Mandela effect, cause the game is changing. People waking up and now the cage is shaking.
The good thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it.
The earth is flat, and that is a universal fact.
Where's the curvature? Where?
They tell us that we can't see it because we're all too small. And now we're spinning on a cartoon ball. Horizon means horizontal. Indoctrination is awful because you're taught the globe model. Ever since y'all could we follow rapists and murderers, liars, thieves, and sun worshippers, saying we can't see curvature cause we're all too small. And though it's never been proven, they say we're ripping and shooting. The earth is spinning and moving. Oh no, no, not at all. It's a criminal enterprise where deception intensifies. NASA's got us all living life on a cartoon ball.
Where's the curvature? Where?
They tell us that we can't see it because we're all too small. And now we're spinning on a cartoon ball.
There are a group of people that absolutely and honestly believe that the earth is flat.
Is to be eliminated.
I want to start responding to flat earthers, and
hopefully it won't cause too much pandemonium. Dome, you have any ideas about what's going to happen?
And have a good day.
Explanation for the earth and the heavens above. The earth, he thought, must be flat with its roots deep in celestial waters. In time, he changed the roots to stone pillars to afford easier passage for the stars in their nightly journey.
Hopefully it won't cause too much pandemonium. Dome, you have any ideas about what's going to happen?
To look behind the horizon or in front of the horizon, depending on the height that you choose. It's
a circle. So are you telling me that this interview with him, I'm talking to somebody that's just made that up?
See, I guess the flat earth theory makes sense if you don't have science. I mean, from my experience, it feels like the world is not moving. So intuitively, it makes sense that it's fixed and not spinning like science tells us. Over the horizon, it appears that I guess
have a wonderful holiday, Christmas, whatever it is. Here it is, your moment of Zen.
If you don't have science,
is your moment of Zen.
From my experience, it feels like the world is not moving. So intuitively, it makes sense that it's fixed and not spinning like science tells us. Over the years, it appears that the earth is flat. The flat earth model.
Having Twitter, Facebook, Google let you spread your information, let you communicate with people.
Live free or die!
It's not fair! Hey, guys, let's relax, okay? Like I said, they're not sealing the dome till tomorrow.
10,000 feet high.
And we will change the world.
Now, again, all of this probably strikes you as wild, like craziness, flat earth stuff.
On this majestic flat earth of ours, Yes, Congressman. And flat.
So it's really hard to believe that this is real.
On this majestic flat earth of ours.
Well, if it ain't my bestest friend on God's flat earth.
I want them to be self-sufficient. They need to get out into space.
That stuff is flat.
Kicks and deals. It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball.
And what?
What's his name? Felix.
Children, listen to me. Look around you. All around you. As far as the eye can see, the earth is flat.
You don't see the curvature of the earth. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
The earth is flat.
Oh. Again, all of this probably strikes you as wild-eyed craziness. Flat stuff. Earth stuff.
Flat earth stuff.
And that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon.
The current members of the Flat Earth Society in Congress, they must have been founding members of the Flat Earth Society.
Flat Earth stuff.
Flat Earth.
We have Flat Earth Caucus.
To you.
But how do we know the Earth is not flat?
Again, all of this probably strikes you as wild-eyed craziness. Flat Earth stuff.
Sun and I say, flat Earth's right.
If I use your product, am I going to like the way I look?
I guarantee it.
And they say it like they know it. And anyone who disagrees is a conspiracy, not a flat earth or a flat earth or a flat earth or a
Sun and I say, flat Earth's right.
Station's ready for the event.
Wasn't a question. I just want to tell everyone, look at your hair.
Earth is flat. Now, I'm looking right out there at...
Oh, yeah, I can do that. I know. Oh, yeah, I can do that. I know. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Watch this.
The Earth is flat.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story. Man, and they're buying it.
Do you hear me?
The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat.
What an amazing cheat.
Thinks Earth is flat and launch them into space.
And Galileo, you know the guy from Believe the Earth is Flat.
It wasn't a question. I just want to tell everyone. To the flat earthers.
The Earth is flat.
Yep, that's absolutely true. I think our special effects are a little bit better up here, maybe, than in the movie Gravity.
The law of gravity is nonsense. No such law exists. If I think I float, and you think I float,
It kind of flattens out.
Yeah.
Flat Earth in flat Earth in flat Earth in Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Flat Earth in Earth is flat.
Is flat.
Earth is flat. Earth is flat.
I'm not representing the globe, believe me. I'm not representing the globe. I'm representing your country.
24 hours.
And there was much rejoicing.
Now, let me ask you this question. You know this rapper, B.O.B.?
Yes.
Do you know him? Okay,
Bob? No. B.O.B. Okay.
B.O.B. B.O.B. Saget.
So apparently he's been claiming that the Earth is actually flat. But physicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
The world is flat. The world is flat. The world is flat. Go right ahead. The world is flat.
Someone, I'm not mentioning any names, someone at this table had a very similar opinion years ago. We got her a globe.
The world is flat.
Is the world flat?
Is the world flat?
Yes.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I never thought about it, Whoopi. Have
If
a
your
mind.
son says to you, Mom, is the world round or flat?
And I'll have to go, baby, we got to go to the library and find some books.
The world is flat.
I don't appreciate all y'all websites put me on the same site with B.O.B. The Earth is...
The world is flat.
Kyrie Irving, who plays for the Cavaliers, he recently said that he believes the world is flat.
The world is flat.
He believes the world is flat.
The world is flat.
Chemicals on your leg.
I don't even think the world is round. What do you think of that?
He believes the world is flat. He believes the world is flat.
Of the Flat Earth Society.
He believes the world is flat.
But if the mainstream media started saying it was round, I might question them. I mean, that's how deceptive these people are, that you really can't believe anything they say. They taint, they twist, they spin.
He believes the world is flat. He believes the world is flat.
She blinded me with science.
Don't argue with a scientist, you'll get chemicals on your leg.
I don't even think the world is round. What do you think of that?
Do you want to jam or something? Yeah, right. Great.
About those who argued that the earth was flat. And for a long period of time, people argued that the earth was flat, even when the evidence, what is fundamentally a flat earth caucus, argue that it just is a hoax. I mean, we have members of the United States Senate who argue that it is a hoax. But that's all they do. They make the argument that it's a hoax. Galileo is, in fact, a hoax. By which we have to do this. This is going to dictate. I mean, there's still some folks out there arguing flat Earth. Policy, but that's always been true all through history. I think. And the two just are not similar. And the rise of sea level, all that extra water is just going to spill over the sides of the flat Earth. We have members of the United States Senate who argue that it, the 9/11 Commission. And just last week, Secretary of State Powell, only Vice President Cheney still insists that the Earth is flat. Because in their view, the extra water is just going to spill out over the sides of a flat Earth. And we need to make clear that those members of the Flat Earth Society is just going to spill over the sides of a flat Earth. The Earth was flat. The Earth was flat. The Earth was flat. The Earth was flat. It's 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 fundamentally a flat Earth caucus. Flat Earth. Earth is flat.
It apparently belongs to the Flat Earth Sierra Club Society.
Capable of standing heat and stresses.
Flat is flat. When I get out of here. Flat is flat.
This that the Earth is flat.
Flat is flat. Is flat. Is flat.
I want to know now.
And you guys, we have pictures from space. If you're not happy with that, go on a cruise. You get over the horizon, you can't see land anymore. Why is that? Just try it yourself. Don't take my word for it.
There you go.
Next time there's a lunar eclipse, look for the Earth's shadow on the moon.
Around, I don't know, but it could be.
Have either
This is so dangerous.
Have either of them ever been on a plane?
Or a boat. How come, guys, when you sail toward the horizon, you don't fall off? I mean, can't we have a benchmark?
All of the science. Because there are some researchers who do, for whatever reason, think the world's flat.
They're not researchers. They're
I felt strongly about it for a long time. I used to say, before doing what I did, I used to say, what happened? Why aren't we moving forward? Today, in the future, we're going to look back and say, how did we do it without space? We unlock truths within ourselves. That's true.
Put together, that way we could sort of work on a flat plane.
Says that the Earth is flat.
Yay, science!
And he says, given the curvature of the Earth and this formula, you should not be able to see Manhattan at all. Okay? But
you know what? There is evidence place that NASA is posting CGI pictures everywhere of Earth
that are going to take place here, Francis.
Yay, science!
Yay, science.
Yay, science.
For one, climate change is fake.
Yep.
The world is flat.
Yep.
And I guess that means Earth. And any other ones?
Gravity.
Oh, doesn't exist.
Sun in.
Kyrie Irving. I don't know. Did you see?
No. Earth is flat. No. Go right ahead.
I want to hear you say your name. Your name is Toby.
As long as he continues to play basketball.
Better get to entertaining these white people, nigga. Get to dancing. Go on out there and be somebody.
And stays away from NASA, we're fine.
Don't say no, it's the end of the world.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Still I'm wide awake when the day is done. Just a lie that leads me back again. Change my mind when I fell for you. I wanna know what it's like, but I can't pull through. Still I'm wide awake when the day is done.
We did.
Secrets. You think you can Photoshop? Think again. And now I think it's time you get.
Alex Jones told Jesse
The Earth is flat.
That's believable. That's us.
The Earth is flat.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
The Earth is a flat.
You understand that? That's unbelievable.
Earth is a flat.
That's unbelievable.
Do you understand that? And that's the Earth is a flat. The Earth is a flat. The Earth is a flat.
There's a monolith. There's a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there.
The man says, and he's Wogan.
Was deemed unfit for viewing, cut, and presumably supposed to be destroyed in the 1970s.
They didn't try to use against the machine was water.
The Earth is flat.
What? The Earth is flat?
Yes.
If you show this publicly, you're open for a lawsuit. Okay?
But you're always terrifically successul. Everybody buys your records, you know, millions.
It's getting better. Keep going.
What is it? What is it? Something you put in the water, or what's?
No, I don't know. You've stumped me completely.
In America, too long ago, I think. But
today, Pepperland goes blue
on the world, and we're to be deported to Australia.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And was that a great? Did that sort of waking you up?
6.
Yes.
And
6.
Barry's about 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and are you?
Yes.
Yes.
For 15 months, I think it was.
Yeah.
But
Love is like a prison and you can't get out. You say the word is flat, but
In fact, I might just leave.
Yeah. Oh, I've never had anyone walk out before, but
well, we are. Toss-up, pal.
So
anyway,
night,
everybody.
This is
a setup.
Oh well, I guess I better join them.
Well, you can stay.
When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there. God put it there. God put it there. God put it there.
So, yep. Should we do a monologue?
Yeah, definitely. That's the kind of song, yeah. So it's like, real talk now. Here's a little story I heard last week. I went on Wikipedia and I found some leaks about a, like,
curvature of the Earth.
That's not true! So how come when you put a ball on a flat ground, it doesn't roll anywhere? If the Earth is spherical, surely that ball would roll. You know?
I like it. There, Smith. We took the longest ruler we could find and put it on the ground. Didn't raise at the edges.
Because the Earth's not round!
The Earth's not round!
It stayed flat because the Earth's not round.
Tim,
you're lying to us!
You're lying to us.
Round Earth clown, take a quick look, man, because the sky's up, not down. The Earth is round and we're sitting on the top. Everything on the bottom already fell off. Have you dug down to the core? All we see is rock and soul and nothing more. We took a really long stick and put it on the ground. The moon's flat, there's no dark side. Nobody ever went there. The Earth round and we're sitting on the top. Everything on the bottom already fell off. My credit card flat, my ruler flat, piece of paper flat, where I live flat. tires on my back, they're flat. The solar in my hand, it's flat. My singing pitch is flat. Stayed flat, cause the earth's not round. I took a really long stick and I put it on the ground. Stayed flat, cause the earth's not round. My credit card, my ruler, this piece of paper, where I live, the tires on my back, the solar in my hand, the six flat, and I prove it in this song. This thing's like my Mountain Dew, it's just been out too long. My credit card, flat, my ruler, flat, this paper, flat, where I live, flat, tires on my back, flat, soda in my hand, flat, my singing pitch, flat, down earth clown, take a quick look. Guys, up, not down. If the earth is round and we're sitting on the top, then everything at the bottom already fell off. Flat, my ruler, flat, this paper, flat, where I live, flat, the tires on my back, flat, the soda in my hand, flat, the singing pitch, flat, earth on your feet, space bus. Oh, government's fun facts, they're just plain wrong. Next we're saying, we didn't fake Armstrong. Need another verse, I think. Am I wrong? Right. Flat. My credit card. Flat. My ruler. Flat. This paper. Flat. Where I live. Flat. The tires on my back. Flat. The soda on my hand. Flat. My singing pitch. Flat. This whole world. Flat.
Did people go to the moon or not? Did people go to the moon?
The moon landing was faked. True?
That's correct. The moon landing.
No more secrets to be exposed about the moon.
It's stuff. I wouldn't say that.
There's plenty of things people don't know about the moon missions. Of time on the moon.
Make sure you bring a gun. Actually, it was a prize we won. We just hopped around and Shepard hit a golf ball on the moon. We had the right stuff. It's stuff.
We were faking it.
And a thief. It's stuff.
You misrepresented myself. Get away from me. You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Here we are. All right, everybody clam up.
But I didn't pee on the moon. I peed in my pants.
What do you want to homogenize him so he looks like any other person in a boardroom? What would that be?
They're club again. Question. You know, I envy you. I wish I could go back and do it for the first time, all over again. So yours hasn't started yet?
No, not yet. That was one of the questions I had for you.
Yeah, I gotta go. Night, Ted.
M-Day Greenbald on the Larry King.
Oh, by the way, as they say, to be a genius is to be misunderstood, not to be a genius. Just want to make that clear. Okay.
MD Greenbald on Twitter. Do you think there is a flat planet in the universe?
Let me say it louder. Work in a factory, and so you take vacations from that to get a break. You retire so you have some retirement income to not do this anymore. But suppose what it is you do is your first love.
Took over Russia. Answer, gun control. And there's a lot of people in this country who want to do the same thing to us here in a kind of conspiracy, see?
You want to know what it is? What it's all about? John, chapter 9, verse 25. I haven't been to Sunday school in a long time. Whereas once I was blind, now I can see.
Good night, Nicholas. Best of luck.
Where's the curve? Earth is flat. Where's the curve? Tell him. Earth is flat. Where's the curve? Earth is flat.
Let me say it louder.
All we see
Your Coca-Cola bottling company congratulates the lunar astronauts. There is, however, just one little thing you should know about.
All 4 LEDs are off.
All 4 LEDs off.
For both of you on your DCMs, demate your SCU, install the DCM cover, and stow the SCU in the pouch.
The crew members going through some final steps before they get out the door. Just to update you, the spacewalk has officially started. That start time coming at 6:24 a.m. Central, 7:24 a.m. Eastern, while the station was just a little under 250 statute miles just to the north of Indonesia.
Here's boy bands, here's Mackers, here's Britney, here's Cola, here's pizza, here's TV, here's some rock, and some roller. Watch commercials, more commercials, watch Jerry, not Oprah. Buy a bit of life, from the comfort of your sofa. Here's popcorn, here's magazines, here's milkshake, here's blue jeans, here's padded bars, here's armpit wax, here's football shirts, here's baseball caps, here's live talk shows, here's video games, here's Cola Life, here's Tin Morning, here's filter tips, here's collagen lips, here's all night balls, here's plastic hips.
Again, we use that term nominal. That essentially just means that we're within the expected and appropriate range where we should be. So that all that means is that everything means that we're within the expected and appropriate range where we should be. So that all that means is that everything is going according to plan.
International Space Station switching from older nickel hydrogen batteries to new lithium ion ones.
Because it looks that way.
There's human presence in low Earth orbit.
Because it looks that way.
This unique orbiting laboratory.
Right. We accomplished so much this year. What do you see for 2020?
Well, I would like to say that you're going to see more of the same.
Because it looks that way.
How astronauts measure items on station, a place where scales don't work.
Space is a huge benefit.
Because it looks that way.
Just a few degrees for now.
Because it looks that way.
Engines ignition, liftoff. Flying through the densest part of the atmosphere.
Because it looks that way.
Colonel, you better take a look at this radar.
What is it, son?
I don't know, sir, but it looks like a giant...
Because it looks that way. Because it looks that way.
Vehicle supersonic.
Means that we're within the expected and appropriate range where we should be. So that all that means is that everything is
the year of the metal rat.
Because it looks that way.
There's a pose for you right there.
So cool.
Right now,
We only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go.
The kinds of technologies that we're testing going beyond low Earth orbit.
Beyond low Earth orbit.
Oh yeah, I can do that one.
Because it looks that way. The Earth is flat. So, but could I be wrong? Could I be misinterpreting the nature of my perceptions? We have misinterpreted our perceptions before. We used to think the Earth is flat. We used to think the Earth is flat. Think the Earth is flat in that desktop. We used to think that the Earth is flat because it looks that way. Then we thought that the Earth is the unmoving center of reality because it looks that way. That reality will end up turning out to be more fascinating and unexpected than we'd ever imagined because it looks that way.
The internet has become the command center for criminals and terrorists. More must be done by the internet companies to counter threat. But the difficulty is to do this without sacrificing freedom and privacy. The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful. But I think the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Says it's flat. You looked around at this flat, beautiful land?
I get to make balls out of it. So check this out. And then suck the balls. Very cool. Here you go.
Of course, don't ever tell anybody that they're not free, because it's to you that they are.
Experience and has nothing to do with the firmament.
It allows us to train astronauts.
Flat Earth, like everything that's going on, that Kyrie Irving thinks the world is flat. So that doesn't matter to you, like that I think that the world is flat, or things that are going on that's shaping the way of our lives. And I think sometimes it gets skewed because of who we are in the basketball world. And oh man, what does he actually think? Oh no, I don't like Kyrie anymore because he thinks that the world is flat. Or he's talking like, does Kyrie actually think the world is flat?
The Earth is flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
listen,
it's not.
There's 3 ways to manipulate the mind: what you read, what you see, and what you hear.
Astronauts. You, sir, you're an idiot.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
What keeps you awake at night?
Nothing. I keep other people awake at night.
Mad dog matter.
Actually, it's a lot of fun to fight them. You know, it's a hell of a hoot. It's fun to shoot some people. I'll be right up on you. I like brawling.
is flat. Unless the world is flat. Unless the world is flat.
Back in, brakes loose just like on snow. Come on back, John. Hey, the deck is running.
Act. We're all unpaid actors in some giant script that we didn't write.
About the flat Earth.
It's always flat.
3. Researchers a flat disk.
The Earth is really flat. Come on, guys.
It's got the word is flat on his forehead.
Flat Earth.
Do you believe the Earth is flat?
Ooh.
Before you go in, the pool table is the Earth. That's why it's green.
Oh, shit. See, your shit is coming out now.
And the world, they used to think it was flat.
The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat.
Clearly it's flat.
Whether it's the Earth is flat, whether
Earth is flat.
2016. The Earth is flat.
World being flat, right?
Basically flat.
It seems flat to me.
Neil, you suck. What does that mean? We got
Is flat, and the world is flat. The world is flat, and the world is flat. And if the world was flat, and here's why: the world is flat. And
debate whether the Earth is flat. Whether the Earth is flat. Flat.
Center of the universe. Many of those same people believe the Earth is flat, like a tortilla. They're called flat earthers, and they have conventions and talks and
firmly believes that the Earth is flat.
Once you go flat, you never go back.
Once you go flat, there's no going back. The plan of attack is stick to the facts. The whole thing will fall when we give up the ball and prove that the Earth isn't moving at all.
When I was about 33 in the woods.
And then it falls down instead of getting away. But they didn't do the rest of the movie that way. If they had stayed with that one idea, and in a guy who's less than perfect, in other words, make it very rousing and exciting, but he screws up it. You could have had a running gag there that would have built throughout the whole film and been very, very funny. They forgot their own script.
An amateur space explorer has been contacted by NASA after taking breathtaking footage of the Earth at a cost of just £500. Robert Harrison took this video using a digital camera mounted on a weather balloon. It reached heights of 35 kilometres or 22 miles above the Earth's surface. Mr. Harrison says NASA told him it would have cost them millions of pounds to capture the same images.
Broader, going on this adventure, searching for the reasons why. All I see is this flat water. With a telescope I can see farther, so curvature does not apply. Now that I'm awake and I can't turn back, I know space is fake and the Earth is flat. Look inside your soul and you'll also know that it's not just me. There's a curve on the Earth and to me it's surprising. Now I know Earth is not a globe. NASA and other space agencies always lying. But after all, Earth is not a globe. Oh, it's not a globe. Yeah.
seaside. It's the dome. This is the dome.
33 of the 38 under the blood. It's actually amazing. I wouldn't know.
Actually amazing, I would have known that.
It's actually amazing. I wouldn't know. What can I say?
No. There is no measurable curvature. The Earth is flat.
Thanks a lot.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Pier 11. There'll be a launch waiting.
Yeah, but
How old is he?
8, 10. 8, 10. You know, tell you last thing.
Pier 11. There'll be a launch waiting.
You know, the world's a mighty big place. In the entire world of country music, Skeeter Davis has been chosen the #1 singer, and this the #1 song.
Stop right there.
Talking about here. Roll this tape, Brian.
Flat Earth.
When the world became unfurled, around my finger you'll be twirled.
Tomato marinara sauce. And
But how can you say that this world ain't flat?
Then showers. Yeah, come on, flat top. He was.
And now for something completely different.
When he sailed the ocean, Columbus didn't have a map. You ain't going nowhere if you're thinking that the world's flat. The world was flat. Really threw my hat into the crowd. I think the world was flat. Really threw my hat into the crowd. This is the crap our children are learning. And oh, the tide is turning.
it's an old federal textbook. We've replaced them with the corrected versions.
Corrected.
Explaining how the Apollo missions were fake to bankrupt the Soviet Union.
Personal experience and has nothing to do with the firmament, the firmament, 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 with the firmament, the firmament.
Is it round or flat? Don't ask a brat. Results from a new study reveal a third of young American millennials aren't sure that the Earth is round.
National poll found that 18 to 24-year-olds are the largest group in the country who believe the Earth could be flat. It seems the older you get, the more you believe the Earth is round.
Here's what 18 to 24-year-olds said when asked, do you believe the world is round or flat? 66% have always believed the Earth is round, yippee. 9% always thought the world was round, but more recently became skeptical. 5% always thought the world was flat, but more recently had doubts. Good for them. 4% always believed the world is flat.
And apparently young millennials are behind the push. It comes as this man tried to launch himself into space on a homemade rocket to prove the theory. He just tested that rocket not long ago. I remember the day we brought this to you.
Yeah, well, when people tell the youth to fight the power, they don't mean Copernicus, right? I mean, there's some things that we can look at here and all understand that we're on the same page. But I would say that people should have a better understanding of why it is they believe what they believe. Because, for example, okay, we could all agree the Earth is round, but you ask people about climate change, and they'll just say, because all, the answer really is because all the smart people say so. And that should never be your baseline of why you think something is or is not true. I did not think I'd get applause for that, by the way. That was nice.
So Buck just said the Earth is flat. That is freaking me out. All right, Kat.
Encouraging skepticism about what you've been taught. For the serious students here at the conference,
and this has got to a point now where it's becoming real.
It all comes down to proof.
When it comes to science, there's things you can test right now, right? Fire burns, water's wet, drop something.
falls to the ground, that appears to be gravity. Those are things you can test, right?
But the curving horizon, the sloping sea level, the spin of the Earth, unless you can see these phenomena with your own eyes, they may not be true.
A lot of people are going, this is
crazy, right? But think about this. For the last 20, 25 generations, this is what we've told people.
Unlike what we've been told in school, some flat earthers imagine the Earth looks like a snow globe, round but not sphere. The North Pole is at the center of most flat Earth maps, with the ice of Antarctica holding everything in.
So are you certain this is what the Earth looks like?
Pretty sure. Almost. I mean, there are some details to be worked out, sure.
Those iconic blue marble images seen from space, flat earthers denounce them as fakes.
Because it seems like this conspiracy that the Earth is flat is picking up steam, and I don't even know who that would benefit. The globe makers, I guess, the globe barons. But it just seems crazy to me because how many people you would have to keep that conspiracy going? Because you fly to China, you didn't get to an edge.
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't get to the edge, and you sent astronauts with. Then they did pictures, and they showed a globe. So this is a big conspiracy, Tyrus.
Some flat earthers actually believe astronauts are just actors, part of a huge conspiracy going back to those very first steps on the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You don't believe that they've gone to space?
No, not at all. The rockets go up, sure. There's nobody in them.
This is what happens when you answer text questions with selfies. That's exactly what this is. They didn't read this. Is the Earth? Yes. Like, this is the problem with, they just say things. They're like dogs chasing tires. They just do whatever. I'm not taking a test. You said you're crushing it.
I am.
You're the unicorn of the group.
Thank you, I
Congratulations.
knew it.
The rest are sheep. Wait, am I stuck in that group?
You might be.
Damn it.
Yes, I think you might.
Well, there's two unicorns in every thing.
Unicorn.
All right.
The Earth is round.
Enough bashing unicorns. I think life would be easier if the world was flat, and here's why. Think about how much easier it would be to throw stuff away.
Push it over the side.
Yeah.
Flat Earth was accepted as certainty until science and sailboats said otherwise.
One of the rules of power is you never admit that there's someone bigger than yourself.
But it wasn't until 2015 when this guy, Mark Sargent, posted his Flat Earth clues.
Part of a series of clues that can help you get your head around both the design of the flat Earth system we live in.
Think of the mystery of the Earth's underside. That'll be like the coolest place to go. Hey, where are you going? Me and the wife, we're going to the Earth's underside, because if it's flat, there's got to be something underneath, right?
New Jersey.
New Jersey?
That's right.
They're clapping their own state's demise.
This is going to be fun.
It's why many of them do their own experiments. Daryl Marble packed a level on a flight to test if the plane was flying parallel to a flat Earth.
So there's going to be some science-y people who say that is a real Bobo experiment.
They have.
That's a little basic.
I know. It's so simple, it'll go right over your head.
The credo for many of these believers, check it out for yourself.
Go out and test.
You just want them to ask the questions.
Why do you believe what you believe? And let you go from there. Because I can tell you something, and then you just look at me and say I'm crazy.
A lot of people watching this are going to be like, that man is crazy.
I'm sure they probably do. And I would say, well, they're crazy for not testing what they think they believe.
I think life would be easier if the world was flat, and here's why. Think about how much easier it would be to throw stuff away.
Push it over the side.
Yeah. Just walk over, drop it off the edge.
You live at the edge.
No, but you know what? It's like because the Earth is round, you can never really throw anything away. It goes in the Earth.
We could
Also,
rocket
by the
it
way,
into space.
Yeah, but then it just gets into this orbit.
And we'd be a lot smaller for the purposes of asteroids hitting us. Think about it that way,
Yes.
right? A lot thinner.
You know what? I'm so sick of you and your edge privilege.
For more, let's check in with a young millennial for a comment.
I looked at it as much as I could. It is round.
Well, that Earth was flat. All right. I compiled a bunch of facts that prove the Earth is round. because I had to. Because I couldn't remember how you prove it.
But in a world of disagreements large and small, for something as clear as this horizon, the interpretation could be infinite.
My name is Jim Lovell, I'm an astronaut man. On a lonely horse I ride around the earth in an old tin can with a spaceman by my side. Before you know it, we'll be out on the moon, being all heroic, well that's just what we do. We were riding along when we heard a big bang. Houston gave a shout. They said, look out the window of your old tin can, you got oxygen spilling out. You got a couple of hours till you run out of gas and then you patch it up. What a pain in the ass, he said, Jimmy, gotta get us out of this. We know you're not prepared for this. You gotta do some rocket surgery to recreate the atmosphere. But I am getting out of here tomorrow, Apollo 13. My name is Jim Lovell, I'm a regular guy. I don't ask for no special thanks. I'm just an ordinary hero in a certain light. I look a little like Tom Hanks. My co-pilot Jack Swigert sometimes gets mistaken for the Hollywood actor Kevin Bacon, but I think there's at least 6 degrees of separation. But anyways, there's this big old oxygen leak that wants to have us dead. And I was hired as a pilot, that's what I'm gonna do, but Houston wants something else instead. They say, I have plastic cup with a piece of spring, pour some liquid vapor over everything, plug that hole with a big buck ball. Listen up, Houston, I got news for you all. I did not sign up for this. I'm getting quite fed up with this. You got me doing rocket surgery to recreate the atmosphere. But I am getting out of here tomorrow, Apollo 13. Apollo 11, 8, 9, and 10 all went without a hitch. I didn't train for 40 years to be an astronaut, just to end up someone's bitch. That's how we lost the moon.
This probably doesn't look like an act of civil disobedience to you. In fact,
of not knowing whether that's going to be okay with everybody or not.
President Trump says flatly that a
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the CNN portion of the event. Please stand by for a voice check from Our State Magazine. And Houston ACR, that concludes the event.
Thank you, CNN and Our State Magazine. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.
Not necessarily the returning officers at the polling stations. So these results are fictitious. They are fake.
On a YouTube thing. And somebody was talking about how they think it's actually possible that the world is flat.
At Bomas of Kenya, as opposed to just sum total.
Least you can do is level with me.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
From fake news.
I've always been a huge fan. Of space. Astronauts move so slowly in space. Please give generously.
How about that? Becoming flat?
President Trump says flatly that
the Earth is becoming flat.
If he chooses the red pill, he'll finally learn the truth. And I'm here to give you that red pill. I'm here to give you that red pill.
The book opens, the first chapter is called, appropriately enough, While You Were Sleeping.
President Trump says flatly that
to this day. And he came home and told his wife, honey, I've accidentally discovered the world's flat. And I came home and reported to my wife, honey, I've accidentally discovered the world is flat. I said, ma'am, would you mind, could I ask you your name? She said, sure, my name is Betty. Flat. And flattening the playing field flat at the same time. Only what's really new about this era is flat. Flatten the world. It's flat. This level playing field. And let me go through them for you quickly. Date is 11/9. 11/9/89. It's flat. Not 9/11, 11/9. It's flat. We're not flat. 9th, 1989.
No way.
Wonderful people that work with and for NASA.
I like rockets. And I thought about what I wanted to do, and I thought about my little kid interest at MIT. And now it's something new is going to happen. But the support we see from folks like yourself, if it was from the general public, from everyone around the country and around the world, really, is so strong that I don't think it's an option to stop. We don't know exactly how it's going to work out, maybe, but I think we're going to keep going.
And a great deal of money spent, but on balance, it's really returned the investment, hasn't it?
Yeah, it sure has. You know, if you look at, as you said, we have paid for it. You know, people should go and enjoy the launches and enjoy what we do, but it's less than 1 penny on your tax dollar is what NASA gets. Our strongest partner are the Russians.
Tremendous when you look back at the planet. Yeah. What was that feeling?
If it was, stars look like? What does the Earth look like? And when you first get to space and you look out the window of the shuttle, it's magnificent. What you see, but it's kind of like looking at an aquarium. You know, you're looking through a window, and you could, if you might be eating something, if you need to go to the bathroom, you can. If it was, you're in regular clothes. Right. But when you go out and spacewalk and see the planet, I found that to be a different experience. When you can look anywhere. You have the bubble of your helmet, and when
you're tethered.
You're always tethered.
That work with and for NASA.
The planet in its entirety. You can see the curvature, like you see in the movie. 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 You can see the curvature of the planet, and it looks like a big ball. Like you see in the movie. Like you see in the movie. Like you see in the movie. And like you see in the movie, like you see in the movie, like you see in the movie. If it was, I just turned my head at it, and the thought that went through my head was, this is something I'm not supposed to look at. It's a secret. People aren't supposed to see this. My spacesuit, it could cause a problem, and then it'd be an investigation, and I'd have to admit that I was crying, like you see in the movie. So I quickly got myself under control, but I looked a third time, and that third time that I looked, the thought, like you see in the movie, thought went through my head was, if you're in heaven, this is what you would see. This is this is the view from heaven. And then it was immediately replaced by another thought, Dave. It was, no, it's more beautiful than that. That's what I felt looking at the planet. And it's fragile, it's beautiful, it's perfection, and we need to take care of it. If it was.
It's amazing to me that, beautifully put.
If it was. No, everybody there goes there with a spirit of they're really, if it was, no.
You're doing the.
I was trying to do my friends a favor. On my spacewalk, the next day, they had to hook up this cable, and the section of the telescope they were in was going to be tough to reach. So we were in an easy to reach spot. So I was going to do them a favor and hook up their cable for them, right? So they don't have cable. They do have cable. We have cable. So when I got, we don't have cable inside it. It's not for cable television. Don't call your cable provider. It's a science kind of cable. Only astronomers get to see what comes.
Massimino, everybody.
We have email, we have Twitter. On the space station, they actually have a phone. A phone? Which actually becomes problematic for some of the family members. There was my buddy was up there, for 6 months, and I saw his kid, and I said, hey, apparently he's too busy. Yeah, of course. To do this. And when the phone call comes in, Dave, it's a local call. Is that right? Yeah, it shows up on the phone because the way they routed it. Have you called your wife? No. Well, this is a.
If it was.
I want to show a clip. This is from the movie. When did these?
And it's a film that we had.
What I want to show first, though, is the launch. I think.
That's kind of what's going on. If it was. Not your friends saying to each other. If it was.
Yeah, you get a little bit worried. It's a little stressful, but you do rely on your training. If you think about doing something like that, you'd have to be nuts, right, to go and actually do that. But you get the training.
And it's piece by piece, and you learn what you need to learn, and you have stuff to think about.
And it's amazing. It's just like your kids doing your homework. You know, if you go in and take an exam unprepared, you're in trouble. But if you prepare, you're okay. And it's just like a space mission. You know, I was 35 on the list. Mike Massimino, ladies and gentlemen.
You get to pick all the stuff that you like, and you rate it, and then the dietitians build a menu for you, so you have a balanced menu. Big win tonight at the Academy Awards. I enjoyed the movie. What I really liked was the feel of space, the look of space, what the Earth looked like up on the big screen. If it was. But what are we really doing in space? What are we really doing in space? So you did a very nice service, I think, to the world as well by generating a lot of interest in space travel. Congratulations. Enjoy the evening. Bread fresh. Crumbs are a problem. Crumbs start floating around. You can inhale them and get in your eye. They can get in equipment. It's not good. So you want to minimize the crumbs that are there. So we would use tortillas. We would have tortillas when you wanted to wrap something up. I think the best thing about
oh, how I dread to eat with bread. Believe me.
On the pretext that it strengthens your teeth. That's ridiculous.
Yes. I think there's a scene in the movie where you're showing her the special handshake.
Yes.
The secret handshake. And while you were shooting this, you did something else pretty awful.
Yes.
There's only bread. There's no tortillas.
There's a guy in Texas building his own rocket in his backyard. This guy is planning on launching himself into orbit.
On 6 mortgage payments, I don't think you realize how close you are to a foreclosure.
I don't think you understand how close I am to launching. If you advertise on my rocket, it's going to raise your sales.
Space doesn't take NASA anymore.
Academy Award winner Billy Bob Thornton, Virginia Madsen, Bruce Dern, Tim Blake Nelson.
When I was a kid, they used to tell me, or what?
The Astronaut Farmer.
As the Earth goes by below you, if that's all you can see, you get the sensation that you're pitching, because the scene is moving in front of you, and your body's not moving, but it sort of seems that way. I was quite happy to get a chance to go out after having dressed them up and sent them out to play the day before. I thought it was nice that I would get a turn to do that. Climbing this pole for the first time was actually kind of a thrill. As you can see, it's moving around as I'm climbing it. I'm holding on very tightly with my hands and my feet. But in actual fact, it was very easy to do that. Movement was quite easy out there. The harder part is stopping. And I was moving slowly so that I wouldn't go squirting off the top when it came time to stop. As the Earth goes by below you, if that's all you can see, you get the sensation that you're pitching, because the scene is moving in front of you, and your body's not moving, but it sort of seems that way. We built half a bay of truss, which was half of a cube, about 14 feet on a side. Moving those members, 14 or some as long as 25 feet, was kind of interesting when you're only handling it from one end. To make the joints, the EVA joints, you had to be very precise in your positioning of the strut, and as it turns out,
We live in a plane.
And then fluoride in the water because of fluoride.
It's not because
and fluoride is not good for you.
We live in a plane.
And then fluoride in the water.
Well, you look
especially in large quantities. I mean, you can get away with it in some of the quantities that's in our water supply. You know, one of the ones that kept coming up that I thought was the most ridiculous one about the flat Earth was I'd read this a couple of places where people were talking about ships disappearing on the horizon.
Yeah.
And then
And I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the, you look at the, I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the, where it started, how it started, who started it, whether it's McCabe or Comey or a lot of them. Where does it go? How high up in the White House did it go? You will all get Pulitzer Prizes, okay? You're going to all get Pulitzer Prizes. You should have looked at it a long time ago, and that's the only thing that's disappointing to me.
Let's do orange next.
About the, I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges. I wish the oranges of the oranges, how it started, the beginnings.
O-R-A-N-G, O-R-A-N-G, O-R-A-N-G. Orange is what that spells. Jack-o'-lanterns are always orange, carrots are always orange, oranges are always orange, O-R-A-N-G. O-R-A-N-G, O-R-A-N-G, O-R-A-N-G. Orange is what that spells. Jack-o'-lanterns are always orange, carrots are always orange, oranges are always orange, O-R-A-N-G.
Just some Tang.
Ah, Tang, the drink the astronauts took to the moon.
Astronauts to the moon.
Okay, here's the music all by yourselves this time.
Well, here we go. Hi, it's Mickey Dolenz doing the commentary on the Monkees, 33 1/3 revolutions per monkey. There's Julie Driscoll. She was so cute. And those are her real eyes, actually. She was born like that, strangely enough.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the,
And this is really, really strange, folks. So hold on to your seats.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges.
What you doing, Granny?
Making myself a new pipe.
Oh, I got something here you're going to cotton to. That banker fella gave them to me.
What's that?
Winston cigarettes.
Orange. Orange. Orange.
You see
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the.
Look, there's an orange flower.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the.
You see an orange sunset. I see an orange bike. You see an orange tiger.
I hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the.
Orange. 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 You see the
Pay for 1 month's groceries. Now it takes only 37 hours.
This is a bountiful country, especially in food. We eat better than anybody, and for a smaller part of our earnings, too. I've been studying up on this. An American family spends only 19 cents out of every dollar for food. English family spends about 29 cents. Russian, 50 or more. We got it real good thanks to the farmers and the food fixers and the grocers. Our food is a bargain.
Thanks to the folks
of the victuals growing industry.
The victuals fixing industry, the victuals selling industry.
Thanks to the folks of the various victuals industries.
Food is a bargain. And you can read all about it on the backs of Kellogg's Corn Flakes packages.
And his snoring isn't keeping you awake too much at night.
Eddie, lions make a lot of noise when they snore, but we've been keeping Eddie inside a container, inside a cupboard, so his snores have been muffled. But he rode up to space with me and he's been flying in space the whole time with me, Your Excellency. Thank you for giving him to me. Like when you have a cold, and when you have a cold, all of the stuff that normally drains out of your nose gets plugged up there, a swollen head, and it fills up our nose and makes our tongue kind of swollen. A week or so, it's very strong and nothing tastes very good. Well, you can see right through that window there, that's outside the space station. There's just a couple layers of glass between us and what is out there, which is the vacuum of space. There's no air. It's completely empty. And in the sun, in the shiny part, it's 150 degrees. And in the shade, it's minus 120 degrees. So let's take your marshmallow and take it outside. Well, first, there's no pressure. And in a marshmallow, there's all that sort of air pockets all trapped in there. That's what makes it all spongy. So your marshmallow would swell right up. And then if it went outside in the dark, if we were behind the Earth, your marshmallow would swell up and freeze. And so you'd have like a marshmallow snowball. Feel sick. Your body's really confused. And so, you know, you're dizzy, your lunch is floating around in your belly.
And that's the only pole on the other side of the South Pole from Little America. And I think it's quite stunning that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
Hi. How are you? Welcome to my channel, World History Official. In this video, I would like to tell you an interesting news about NASA. Not one person has the absolute right to claim their complete flat Earth theory is the correct one, and that all else is confusion. But by working together, individually studying, debating, being open, and creating tangible pieces of work, we can find the truth together. Before I start it, remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon on my.
Is there anyone out there who still isn't clear? Okay, last time. This is your brain.
And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. A group of social criminals, these people in the space program, nassholes I call them.
Io non sono un astronauta, non sono mai stato sullo spazio, ma ho cercato di ricavare l'essenza della Terra da queste foto. Sì, Photoshop, ma deve esserlo. Sì, Photoshop, ma deve esserlo.
It is Photoshop, but it has to be.
Proof number 25. If Earth and its atmosphere were constantly spinning eastwards...
And that science says that we shouldn't have both sides of every debate. You know, like we can't have like people who say the Earth is round and then bring on flat earthers too. Yeah, why don't you want to be fair and balanced?
From a consensus of experiments and observations, it is the way of the world.
Oh, so say you, but what about those?
So say science.
Okay, but is the science in on science?
What I'm saying is, when different experiments give you the same result, it is no longer subject to your opinion. That's the good thing about it. It's true whether...
To be. Look realistic. It looks kind of flat. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of water. Look realistic. It looks kind of flat, but it's has to be. Look realistic. It looks kind of flat. So it's the reflection of sunlight off of water. Look realistic. And astronauts are really, really good at making pictures in space that look like you've never left the planet.
The moon landing was faked. True?
That's correct.
Like Earth, and you know, to see what's really there
if there are living creatures or just how that planet is evolved and how similar it really is to our home planet.
Station.
The years start coming and they don't stop coming. Back to the rules and I hit the ground running. It's a cool place and this ain't it gets colder. You're bundled up, now wait till you get older.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The Matrix?
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth
Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. North Pole and the South Pole.
To the South Pole.
North Pole and the South Pole. South Pole.
Around the North Pole, but couldn't they pole out of the South Pole?
It's round, because apparently this is something that we're debating. I have no idea why. Okay to think that the Earth is flat. That the Earth is flat. They have orbited the Earth once every 90 minutes, have been up in space and can see. They have orbited the Earth once every 90 minutes, and there are boats on that lake. Shadow, the moon looks kind of dark and even kind of red colored. It's
Astronauts to the moon.
60 years ago, when the Russians beat us into space, we didn't deny Sputnik was up there.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but...
This is not even a conspiracy theory. The Earth is flat.
People believe the world is flat.
I'd like to thank everybody who donated to the cause. Your contributions are greatly appreciated. However, I made a few alterations to the campaign by raising the original amount from $200,000 to $1 million because I feel like a lot of people have made a lot of valid suggestions. So I have come to the conclusion that instead of just sending one satellite or several satellites into space, I will be raising funds to try every available experiment and test, including but not limited to weather balloons, drones, blimps even, high altitude balloons, and whatever else or any type of suggestion that anybody has. So yeah, so I'll be documenting this whole process and I'll keep everybody updated on this road to $1 million and how the funds will be used to research and come to a conclusion. Thank you all for participating. Bam. Yeah, you ain't seen my best. Checkmate, in a game of chess. Globalists see me as a threat. Free thinking, got the world at my neck. Ha! Am I paranoid? Picture Malcolm X in a room full of bigs trying not to bust a sweat. Ayy, Neil Tyson need to loosen up his vest. They probably write that man one hell of a check. Ayy, I'm over here on this side of town. Come on over here, try to clown. Ayy, I'd never pipe down if they weren't coming for me. Then they definitely coming for me now. I can't even keep my phone charged up. All the shit I'm talking, I should get my own barred up. Rappers, get off of my dick and get your own bars up. Vladimir and Liz's breath got the clone skirt, cuz whoop. Use your common sense. Why is NASA Park Department of Defense? They divided up the seas into 33 degrees, feeding kids masonry. Bruh, be careful what you read. Flatline, flatline. There's no superior bloodline. Flatline, flatline. You got me once, but that died. Ayy, voice. Do I have a voice? Do I give a fuck? Do I have a choice? Joint. I roll up a joint. Keep my shooters in the game like I hate to disappoint. I see only good things on the horizon. That's probably why the horizon is always rising. Indoctrinated in a cult called science, and graduated to a club full of liars. Heliocentrism, you were the sixth victim. Fuck you and your team, you can sit on the bench with them, they nervous. But before you try to curve it, Do your research on David Irving. Stalin was way worse than Hitler. That's why the POTUS gotta wear a kipper. I'm a man first for an artist. Get a lawyer, look up Dr. Richard Sauter. Bounce, flatline. You fooled us for the last time. Flatline, flatline. There's no superior bloodline then.
So you want to find the farthest point from that center. And it turns out sea level at the equator is farther away from the center of the Earth than sea level near the poles. It has nothing to do with global warming and melting of the ice caps.
Why is that?
Because Earth, we know it spins once a day. Yes, thank you. 3 people know how long a day lasts here.
Good for row number 2. They're off to a great start.
So you spin, when you spin pizza dough, it kind of flattens out. Yeah. Gets wider in the middle. So Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning. And it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere. It's oblate. And officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So it turns out the pear-shapedness is bigger than the height of Mount Everest above sea level.
Bounce, flatline. You fooled us for the last time. Flatline, flatline. There's no superior bloodline then.
Sitting on a flatbed, not spinning on a flatbed, just sitting on a flatbed, not moving on a flatbed, not moving on a flatbed, not moving on a flatbed, digging in the flatbed, walking, talking, drinking, rolling, playing with cats on a flatbed. Living on flatland, living. We are on top, sitting real still on a flat plane. And this is how it feels. It's not happening, yeah, in the sky. The name is NASA, they stop us from checking things out. That's what they're about. Right before Flat Earth researched, NASA was up, screwing around. Screwing around in the sky, screwing around, flipping water pies, squeezing out rags for science. $50 million a day, or is it 19 million? Like it matters anyway. Yeah, NASA's on a flat earth. NASA polices the flat earth. NASA polices
search around the moon must be made in 2 ways.
NASA polices this flat earth. NASA polices the flat earth. Every president thinks that it's rounder. They need to be quiet, so they are not taken high enough to see. They are flat earth, yeah. NASA polices the flat earth.
The sun, it's totally tangible. You could get there if you really wanted to. to. You just wanna come online and complain, 'cause things don't seem like that way that they say, yeah, but the sun is totally tangible. It's what they say, so I believe them. Why don't you? The sun, it's like totally tangible. You could get there if you really wanted to. Sure to join the military with designs on going into the Air Force, so you could join NASA, become an astronaut. 'Cause anyone can be an astronaut. Anyone can be an astronaut. Yeah. The sun, it's totally tangible. How dare you argue against it? The sun is totally tangible. I can't believe you don't believe these things in academic model. The sun, it's totally tangible. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson said it's totally tangible, so it's gotta be totally tangible. I mean, oh my god, because like I looked into the science books and like, you know, I might not have graduated high school or anything, but like I totally think that like, I don't know, like, you know, it's like totally tangible. It has to be totally tangible, because if it's not totally tangible, then that would mean that like somebody is lying, and they're not lying. The sun is totally tangible. You could get there if you really wanted to. The sun is totally tangible. You could get there if you really wanted to. Anyone can be an astronaut. Everyone's gonna go to space. We're gonna go to space. Yeah. And there's like Lagrange points with satellites and parking lots in space. Lagrange points are parking lots in space. And there's like one, it's L3, and it's on the other side of the sun, because the sun's totally tangible. It's like, it's in the middle. You know what I mean? It's in the middle. So like, you know, it's totally tangible. You could go there if you really wanted to, but like, you know, I mean, I don't know.